everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment of, this is installment number 2 of the C.A.B.S series. C.A.B.S is Class 2's head-to-head. The only certain commonality that you will see are the obstacles and the tires. It's gonna be J-Concept's megalithics throughout. Everybody gets fitted with Class 2 megalithics. I have 3 sets. One is specifically set up to a vehicle, so I basically have 2 sets. So the 2 rigs that ran in the first installment of C.A.B.S, whoever's not running, those tires go onto the other one. That's exactly what we've done today. For C.A.B.S episode 2, I asked for some help from the members about what should I run, and for as many responses as I got about that many answers. So, I shouldn't put it on other people. So, for equal parts redemption song, potentially, and just because whenever this is featured in a video, I think the comments are hilarious. Spite Spiegel, the Exocutioner, will be appearing again today. And betwixt when he was seen last and now, did a little geometry tweak and installed a big old set of Capra brass in the front, which did indeed bring his weight up just a touch. His opponent, his would-be opponent for the day, this is Gary MEUS, is his name, appropriately enough. Gary MEUS is a MEUS Goldrush, and it is built in all of the Goldrush. It has the Goldrush forward motor mount and transfer case. It's got the MEUS nylon portal axles. This is a MEUS built as a MEUS chassis mounted steering, 100 millimeter fake DriveTech shocks. It has very little done in the way of tuning. It has just been driven a bit ordinary. Its everyday tire is Louise Champs on MEUS wheels, like he is a full MEUS build. But as I said, C.A.B.S is, we try to get some things common. Again, the same exact electronics in him as last time. Secure 120 with a Rhino Crawler S12 2340 kV. That are 10 Pro portals. This guy is, again, MEUS. This is a Legacy Fusion. When you see the stripes, you think Fusion Pro, but you won't be able to see it. Up at the top, over there in the very top corner, it says 1800 kV 540 spec. So this is the pre-SE, the Legacy Fusions, which don't fit in a lot of things. Like you can't put one in a Phoenix, etc., because they're too long. It fits with a squeak. The screw on the transfer case is almost touching the back of the motor. So they're excellent. They're every bit as good as SEs, and I want to say that the Legacy versions had the more powerful ESC in them. So they're kind of like pros in bigger cans with lower KV ratings. They came in 1200 and 1800. We of course rolled them across the scales. Starting with Gary MEUS, 2,459 grams. That is 63% front and 37% rear. These are some of the benefits brought about by a forward motor mount. Now, the CGs, we didn't go through this whole CG balancing. I would have to imagine, though, that the CG on Gary MEUS is going to be a little bit higher. He's got chassis-mounted steering. He runs the battery up front on top next to the servo, so he has more weight up higher than the Exocutioner does. I did say 6337, 5149 on the cross. It's pretty close. It's about 40 grams and change off. The Exocutioner over here is now sitting at 2,592 grams, so he's got 130 grams, quarter pound in weight on him, and that added weight is entirely right here. So it's all unsprung and it is all very low. It should not be detrimental to the performance of the Exocutioner in any way. Spite Spiegel is now sitting at 5941 on the weight bias, so we've got another 4% out on the front of Gary MEUS. That is weighted with their bodies on. And his cross has improved to 50-50. He's only got 16 grams different between left and right. And his cross is actually heavier on this side, so it's heavier on the non-battery side. So this stuff cumulatively is a little bit heavier than the battery. That can be offset by running a bigger battery, but both of these guys are running Z 850s? Yes, the Z Premium 3S 850s. So we should have fairly similar performance output in terms of wheel speed and all of the things. I think that these two, based on comparative geometry, are going to behave a little bit differently. I've never run Gary Musey here on megalithics. We'll see how that goes. This is actually a function. We don't use the recovery strap much, but it's basically his rear body mount. That's what holds his body down. Now, I have to go through multiple steps because we have to look like we're buttoning everything up. But I can't put body clips in that guy because I can't plug his battery in because the Secures don't have power switches. As soon as you plug it in, it's on. And we're not ready to do that part yet. So when I get ready to do one of these, the reason that these two were selected for the day is I think I saw a mention of the MEUS Goldrush. Some call it a gold flake. I think I saw a mention of it twice in the comments to the members post. And I just love to have this thing in any video because the comments are fantastic. There are any number of reasons that a certain small but vocal minority will point out why this didn't do the thing that they wanted it to do. And it all circles back around to where I did something wrong. Folks, that's... I'm writing it down, so by the technical definition, it is no longer messing around, and it's somewhat scientific. If it doesn't get the result that you want, I don't apologize for that. It works out the way it works out. I've been accused of bias in every aspect, no matter what is being treated positively or negatively or positively, however you like to look at it. You can't please all of the people all of the time, but I have found that there is a certain vocal minority that they're just mad about everything. Woke up ready to yell at clouds. So today, very little in the way of clouds. I'm going to have to soak it up instead. Gary Musey, the MEUS Goldrush versus Spite Spiegel, the Exocutioner. Same 5. We will try to hit the same 5 spots. Again, there aren't really winners or losers because options are best case scenario. The fact that we don't have to necessarily choose, you can have both. I do. I have others as well. All of that is positive. What you hear today might not all be positive, but it's going to work out. I feel like it'll work out in the end. I can tell you one thing, neither of these boys are particularly quiet. We've got some lower budget straight cut gearboxes in both situations. See, that's not great. That's not what we want to see. Is that too much over collapse in the front? Was it too rapid in the approach? I want to see the transfer here at the end. Yeah, steering input is the only thing that's pushing that front end up. That is not a top tier finish there at the end. Felt pretty good in the middle. There we go. Steering input, I don't know how much of that is Panhard drag link interaction, but you can really, when you're putting steering input in and a tire is getting bound, you can really feel it throw nose. These are some of the pitfalls of chassis-mounted steering. Now, I have experienced the MEUS nylon axle in both configurations, certainly servo on axle and CMS. It's pretty well behaved in both. I think the Exocutioner is going to do a lot better here now with the front weight. See, tires up, but there's no feeling of it going away from us. See how much that on the load input. Yeah, I can put a lot more steering input into it. We got really low on that approach, really low. Come in a little more of a standard angle. Yeah, it drops right through. Again, not similar. We were not skid forward in either situation. There's more weight in the front overall on the Goldrush, but with C.A.B.S. and with the battery where it is now, how much of this would be remedied by servo and axle and putting the battery on top of the servo? That would be a big change, because we would still have that big front percentage, but we're going to move all of that weight to unsprung. It's catchable. The brass is definitely noticeable relative to what I saw before. Yeah. Can hit with a bit more confidence there. Let's get that right in there. There's the slot, and zoom right through. That was really good. That was really good. I don't know if Gary has anything as good. No weight added to the wheels. You can't add any weight to the Rhino wheels. They have their own sort of specific inner beadlock ring. He feels higher to the point where it almost feels oversprung now. I don't know why that is. We haven't changed anything in the way of sprung weight. Still getting quite a lot of roll. Does not feel underdamped. He's riding high. And like right here, it's gonna get this. Is it gonna overcorrect? If I don't give steering input, yeah. Oh. He's pretty salvageable, but definitely feels like we're up in the air more. There was more of a planted feel to the Exocutioner on the day, and that's not surprising. 10 Pro axles, that BTA, real good. Would I take 10 Pro portals every time over MEUS nylons? Not every time. Is it a better axle? I would say yes. I would have to say yes. Yeah, the 10 Pro portal is kind of my current gold standard for axles. Into the usual double loop. So Exocutioner in first. Megalithics, man. Megalithics kind of bring everything up to their level. See the unload here? Nothing. Have it right here. Oh. Yeah. That tendency to throw front largely eliminated. Swing it around. Very good. Little light on the drop down. There's that steer angle. If you don't have to use reverse through there, that's good. No, this is real strong. It was strong here before. That little bit of weight in the front helped, and that little bit of weight is understandably necessary. I didn't mount the electronics or the battery on the little in between the rails mechanism because I didn't really have enough room to fit what I wanted. Yeah, that was drama free. I didn't really see anything. I didn't see anything problematic right there. It belies it. The Exocutioner looks like it should ride lower than it does. Meanwhile, this thing looks like a monster truck in the side-by-side. Yep. Just had to get it to the right spot. There's that little, right there. Right there. It acts light. We're not putting the weight down, or this is just CG. Like, I'm feeling the higher CG. And this is something that isn't immediately noticeable until you're doing what we're doing here, which is completely back to back. Now, I see what I think might need to be addressed, but that's not how this works. We're here on the day. Similar through there. See on the descent. Just, it's not that much more weight in the front, but it kind of is. Because I said during one of the first episodes where the Exocutioner came out, I put 85mm shocks on it for a reason. And, man, he will not settle that down. Come on. There you go. It's acting really, really, really oversprung. Yeah, megalithics can make up for a lot. The suspension is not too fast. It just feels almost violently oversprung. Like, to the point where that's a single stage fault. Like, it shouldn't hold us there. We're not putting enough ground pressure on these to make it behave the way that it does. Had I my druthers, I would take this back into the shop and put 10mm shorter shocks on it, just as is, which would make me have to reset the whole front end, because that's not how chassis mounted steering works. Yeah, you cannot approach the lines with the CMS on here in the hundreds. You cannot approach the lines the same way with the Goldrush as you do with the Exocutioner on the 10 Pro Portals. I think the capability is there, but in their current configuration, no, much better there. In their current configurations, certainly the Exocutioner is, it definitely feels like it's riding lower. I can't speak to geometry, but it definitely feels more stable. It is feeling a little on the day as if the turns have tabled, because the last time around, C.A.B.S 1, it was the Exocutioner throwing its nose in the sky. I believe, oh, okay, all right. That was, that was real easy through there. He's not riding exceptionally high. I don't quite understand what has happened to his overall feel. He feels really light on the day. He's ordinary, as I said, Louise Champs on some 3D printed inserts that were made specifically for Duratrax Deepwoods, but that's the same tire. Just equally easy. Maybe even a little more. Let me see. I took him through the entry too slow because I was worried about him getting a little loose. Bigger overdrive numbers will tend to throw the rear end towards the white marker. No, not the case. Just feels lower, like lower CG. Like, I can feel the way he pivots. It just feels lower all around. And of course, I'm now a little concerned that the Goldrush has been throwing the nose. Yeah, that amount of brass at the front made quite a noticeable difference. Let's see, how much weight is going to transfer? No, that looks like it's going to stay. Position me back a little farther than I wanted, or did it? It's not a good entrance.
kind of holding it. Oh, that's just good. That's really good. And stuck the landing. Stuck the landing. That is an excellent run through for the Exocutioner. Not because of like the attempt. It didn't give up. I didn't have to give up. Usually once you get over position, like you don't get a high enough line into the entry, you can't bring it back. Yeah, that's what I was worried about right there. When I get that steering input to keep that note, look at that, look at it just rise. Like that passenger rear, the right rear, we should be able to drop that down. Come on, drop it down. There you go. Really feeling over firm. Okay, so now we're kind of down in the same line that the Exocutioner was taking, but because the transfer is just pulling the weight off that front axle, that's got the pumpkin into it right there. No. No, I can't get through that line. Yeah, he is definitely sitting higher than he should be. Goldrush will get another chance on another day. He's got to run what he brung. Oh, that little hang up, that's all mechanical. That little hang up right there. He could pull that line. You could do this. Higher, higher, higher. Yeah, the positioning ability is really good. We can't fall. Okay, we'll ignore the white side. There we go. I want to see this. Any slip? No. We got to bring him back down. Let's be honest about it. The Exocutioner is doing a lot better today. That's not what I was talking about. What I'm talking about is this right here. If you have the ability to do this, this is where you can see those strengths and weaknesses, where you can find out, like, what is one doing that I want it to do and what is the other doing that I not want it to do. The Exocutioner is closer to his final form than Gary Mussi is right now. Gary Mussi needs some sorting out. He's just riding really, really high. The temptation is to move his battery down to the slider. See what that changes. But we do have a loose rule set here. Oh, he's not looking good right there. There's so much weight transfer. There we go. Yeah, you've got to pick it. You've got to find the line. The megalithics are doing everything they can. I was gonna say I'm gonna go higher up that approach, but they weren't holding on. Yeah, he is. Now, this definitely dovetails nicely because when the Exocutioner ran, it was what and the air quotes around this, box stock. Like I had made no changes. We just took it out and ran it. That's kind of where Gary Mussi is right now. From when he was built, not really any changes. Oh yeah, there's just more forward drive here. There's more forward drive here. He's kind of acting like he has the bias that Gary Mussi has. Can we pull that off? Yeah, I think so. I think so. That got hung up and came right through. Will that front end give way? No. So much better. So much better. That's what we like to see. So C.A.B.S 3 is probably going to be Gary Mussi against somebody else because we'll have the chance to go through Gary Mussi and make the changes. How about on the descent here? Oh yeah, this thing feels real gluey. Real gluey. Very nice. Very nice. And why is the Exocutioner better today? Because we did this. We saw what the problems were and we addressed those problems. I'm seeing exactly what the problems are here. Look when we go in front. Like, he's so high. He's so high. So we're not really getting as good of a look at how the geometry is working as I would like. But I am getting a look at what is what is working and what is not, and I do like that. All right, can we get through there? Oh, that's that. Okay, we end in a flop out, but before that nose cutaway, that looked real good. That looked real good. There's a canyon change coming for Gary Musey. I can feel it coming in the air soon. I don't know if it's coming tonight, but it's coming soon. Exocutioner did not do really well at this last time. I think he's going to do much better this time. Very direct. Very direct. Okay. You don't want to load driver rear. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Get it. Get it. Come on. Set it back down. Come on. Come on. Don't fall victim to the side lug. Come on. Pull through. Pull through. The fact that he could stay up there as long as he did. Nope. One more time. We're nowhere near that point of the squirrels. Did you see him? You see him? Oh. He made a millisecond of a cameo. I knew they had a hole going into Hannah, Montana. Okay. All right. Right there. Come on, pull. No, you need a little more bite. Little more, move it to the front. Right there, cut it back. Ah, that drop away. There is the narrowest of runs to get up that. And like I said, neither of them are done. But old Spite there, upside down, he is much closer than he was last time. So I feel to a degree like the conclusion here at Tumbledore is foregone. I think old Spite is going to do better, and that is because the turns have tabled. Like last time, C.A.B.S won. The Exocutioner looked out of element compared to what the Zoku FF was doing. Now, there was some incidental advantage that the Zoku had on the day, which is I have built one Exocutioner, but I have built like 7 Zoku chassis vehicles. That was my first FF. But I've built Zoku Phoenix, I've built ZRDs, I have a mullet ZRD, I have a regular ZRD converted from a VRD, I have flavors. This is my second Goldrush, and well, it was my first of 2. But I took all of the learning from putting this one together and I installed all of that. A rig that was given away that now lives in sunny Spain named Tapas. Tapas is better at like everything than Gary Musey is, and Gary Musey was the first one that I built. So I took the learning that I didn't know that I was learning and I installed it into Tapas without also installing it into Gary Musey. That rear tire, there's no reason that should have lifted. Like, this can't just be shock springing at this point. He's a little wild, and man, when he drops out, he drops out. So it's not a trap. Oh, but, oh, when it glimmers, it is gold. Oh my goodness. That run up the, and even with how light he's acting, how oversprung he's behaving, oh, to keep that down, that's all you need. That's all I need. I need a twinkle. And we got it right there. Look at that nose end up. The tune is way out on here. More out than the Exocutioner was on its first run through C.A.B.S. The Zoku went together. What? He's gonna do so much better right here. Oh! Straight hard side, close up fence side. Oh! Oh! I wouldn't call it a full KO because our buddy the Goldrush there, he can do the things. It's just it's a lot more difficult. Oh, his descending is borderline terrifying. Meanwhile, this thing, 10 Pro Portals. I didn't even take that right. I didn't even take that in the correct line. Well, they joined each other. We'll finish out with a little two-pronged assault. The day definitely goes to the Exocutioner, much closer. That bit of front weight, we did not add a ton of front weight, but it was more in impact than it was in grams. All right, I expected him to cut away that. I expected that much sooner. Very tricky, very tricky. You got to get just, once he transfers, he needs shocks looked at. Oh, I've got it. I've got his shocks. I've got them. They're already put together. I've got his shocks. Give you, oh, that rise right there. He makes his effort. He tries to set it back down. Oh, the tune is way out. The tune is more out than the tune was out last we saw the Exocutioner. The Exocutioner is so much better today. It feels good. Catch that edge, grab it. Could use a little less underdrive right there. We're kind of dragging the rear end. Because his CG, there's no way you can pull that back, is there? Because his CG behaves so low, oh, do it. Pull that back. Little vertiface to go over. That was good. That was really good. That was really, really good. Somehow, I don't know how. It's called Tumbledore for a reason. Somehow, the Exocutioner descends better with more weight in the front. Ooh, I wonder if I have a brass diff cover for the Exocutioner. I don't like to just throw weight at stuff, but sometimes it's the answer. Oh, that was really good. Because in the moments before, there he goes. In the moments before that Goldrush tries to unload, oh man, he's good. Like he feels really, really good. And I have to remind myself, BTA and C.A.B.S are not just three letters not in common with one another. Everything about the behavior is different. Oh, I felt like he had it. I felt like he had it. He was millimeters away. get it. Right there. Right there. We're looking at that little point of rock that's approaching the passenger rear right there. Oh, yeah. Now, the goal is to get the guy on the right closer to the guy on the left in terms of performance. I mean, I could just drive over there and they'd be closer to each other. The Executioner did not take much. Would I change the shocks to a longer shock? No. Do I want a shorter shock on Gary over there? Yes. For the exact reasons that I outlined whenever I talked about the Executioner, which is I don't believe that that is a long travel platform. I don't think it's going to improve in any appreciable way by putting longer shocks on it. I think if you're running portals, you're going to want to run an 80 or an 85 millimeter shock. And I think today he kind of exhibited that because his stability is excellent. Better than a 10 Pro, certainly better than a stock 10 Pro. It really, Spirit of the Forest. Spirit of the Forest. Oh, it moved. Little minute note in the last second here. There's a yard cat with the floofiest tail you've ever seen. The floofiest tail you've ever seen. It doesn't look real. He looks like a tanuki. So here you go. C.A.B.S 2. On this day, I mean, C.A.B.S 1, the FF had the day. I didn't want to just come out and say it. On today, I think it's really easy to say. C.A.B.S 2, nod to the Executioner. There's a little more tweaking there. I think he could use a little more damping in the front. I think he could use a little more damping in the front and a little more weight in the front. As simple as a diff cover, maybe some C-hubs, just a little bit more brass up front to pull a little bit more weight down, and I think he's probably pretty solid. All right, there were some little snap away moments that I think we can isolate. Gary is getting a canyon change. You'll see him in C.A.B.S 3. Who he'll go up against on that day, who have I got that doesn't have a lot of tuning under him? We'll find out. So, thank you for joining us for this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. In between now and when we meet again, please, one and all, do your very best to have a good one. We'll see you again here from the canyon with another installment of whatever. We'd love to have you back.